Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Sanjay Gupta here with breaking news. A zombie outbreak has just begun in the town of Burlington. My co-neurosurgeon John C. Delfino is live with a couple of zombies right now. John?
There's 2 zombies coming this way.
Now, I'm sure you're all wondering what goes on in the brain of a zombie. So I'm going to educate each and every one of you watching this right now about 10 specific parts of the brain of a zombie. I'm going to start off with the hindbrain, then I'll work my way up to the midbrain, and the most affected, the forebrain. Alright, so the first part of the brain that I'm going to teach you about is the cerebellum, which is located in the hindbrain. So this part of the brain monitors motor behavior, but mainly automatic movements. The cerebellum is responsible for balance, but it's also responsible for the coordination of voluntary movements. A zombie has this part of the brain, but it's slightly impaired. Zombies are able to walk, but not normally because of the abnormality of the cerebellum. Okay, so now that I talked about the cerebellum, which is the only part of the hindbrain that I'm going to be talking about today, I'm going to work my way towards the midbrain, precisely the hippocampus. So the hippocampus is another part of the brain that is much different with zombies. In fact, it's not even really functional. So the hippocampus is important as a storage place for long-term memory. So the reason that I'm aware that the zombie's hippocampus is not functional is because the zombies have no long-term memory, but only short-term memory. Alright, so now that I finished going over the hindbrain and the midbrain, I'm going to start going over the forebrain, which is the most affected part in a zombie's brain. So the first part that I'm going to be talking about in the forebrain is the basal ganglia. With us humans, one function of this part of the brain is that it regulates the initiation of movements and balance. But in the zombie brain, this part of the brain is not fully functional, which explains why they have balance issues and they end up walking with their hands upright like this. Now, I'm sure everybody always asks themselves, why are zombies so hungry? Well, the hypothalamus is responsible for that. This part of the brain controls automatic functions, one in particular being hunger. In a zombie's brain, the hypothalamus loses the control of that hunger, which causes the zombies to always feel hungry. So the abnormality of that hypothalamus is causing them to always remain hungry. They never end up feeling full. Zombie senses are just as good, if not better than humans. One area that can be responsible for this is the occipital lobes. This area is responsible for vision. So if the zombie's vision is better than humans, then that's because their occipital lobes are even better functioning than humans. Another area that's highly responsible for the magnificent senses is the temporal lobe, which is responsible for the zombie's hearing, smell, and along with the occipital lobe, its vision. The temporal lobe is much more functional in a zombie, which is why they have such great senses. So the most notorious trait of a zombie is probably its ability to not feel pain. This has to do with their amygdala. The amygdala links areas of the cortex that process the higher cognitive information with lower metabolic responses such as pain. So clearly, a zombie's amygdala has trouble linking those two things together, which is why it doesn't feel that pain. A zombie also has slurred speech, which is because of the Broca's area. The Broca's area is responsible for language production, so the reason why zombies have slurred speech is because they don't have a fully functioning Broca's area. The abnormalities cause it so that they can't process all the words that they're saying. So the last part of the brain that I'm going to be talking to you guys about is the Wernicke's area, which is the area that kind of comprehends the language. So the difference between the Broca's area and the Wernicke's area is that the Broca's area is responsible for actually being able to say stuff, while the Wernicke's is responsible for being able to comprehend stuff. So the reason that a zombie is able to listen to people but not understand what they're saying, so they have great hearing but they can't understand what anyone's saying, is because the Wernicke's is abnormal. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying in tune with me. My name is Sanjay Gupta, and don't get eaten by zombies. This is Sanjay Gupta, signing off. And sorry about the change in location. I was being attacked by a zombie. All good though.